China, you've been truthing about another world leader. You said not to worry about China, but he's been putting out some tough statements in regards to your tariffs, sir. Are you planning to speak with him? When's the last time you spoke?
Putting out tough statements because we are taking in hundreds of billions of dollars, not only from China, from other countries. We've become a wealthy country again, and the tariffs have given us diplomatic strength. They've given us negotiating strength. I settled a few of the wars just based on tariffs. I said, as an example, with India and with Pakistan, I said, if you guys want to fight a war and you have nuclear weapons, I'm going to put big tariffs on you both, like 100%, 150, and 200%. No, don't do that. I said, I'm putting tariffs. I had that thing settled in 24 hours. If I didn't have tariffs, you could have never settled that war. You do that better than anybody, McGee.
First war tariffs on China. Are you considering walking that back?
Who are you with?
Politico, Dasha Burns, sir.
Dasha Politico. Politico's gone bad. They've been so wrong about everything. Politico has been so wrong about everything. Let's get somebody else to ask some questions. Do you mind? Is that all right? Because Politico is fake news.
You go to Asia in a couple of weeks.
You saw the statement I put out that he had a bad day. And I think we're going to be fine with China. Look, I have a great relationship with President Xi. He's a very tough man. He's a very smart man. He's a great leader for their country. He's a great leader. And I have a great relationship with him. I think we'll get it set. I know what happened. I really understand what happened. And I'm not even saying he's wrong. But then we met him with something much tougher than what he did to us. Again, because of the tariffs, it's much tougher.
He don't like Politico, man. Duck be cracking me up with that. Let me start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. It's your brother Rabbi Knapp coming out with a lesson, Lord's will, edifying to the Lord's elect. Trump heads to the Midwest for ceasefire deal, warns Russia he may send Ukraine long-range Tomahawks. Oh, I gotta hear this.
Spindrift.
I find it kind of funny how he supposedly stopped the war in Gaza, but you look at what's going on in the world, man. There's a lot of wars kicking off. Damn, I got RGX on. A lot of wars going on right now.
This is a very special event. They had 500,000 people yesterday and today in Israel, and also the Muslim and Arab countries are all cheering. Everybody's cheering at one time. That's never happened before. Usually if you have one cheering, the other isn't. The other is the opposite. This is the first time everybody is amazed and they're thrilled, and it's an honor to be involved, and we're going to have an amazing time, and it's going to be something that's never happened before.
Are you saying that you will speak to Putin first about Tomahawks?
I might talk to him. I might say, look, if this war's not going to get settled, I'm going to send them Tomahawks. I may say that. The Tomahawk is an incredible weapon, very offensive weapon.
And so the peace deal, you see this is how it is. You can't keep your eyes off of the plan, man. While he's hustling you up over here, you all happy and rejoicing over here, he about to send more shit over there. Okay? It's just non-stop war, man. Oh, I think about what I did. Eight wars I just stopped. Pakistan and India. Okay, I just stopped that. Then it was Thailand and Cambodia. Then it was, right now it's, Syria. It was Syria and, some other shit, man. As a matter of fact, let me look at these 8 wars he claims to have stopped. What are Donald Trump's 8 wars that he claims he stopped? Here are the 8 wars Trump says he deserves a Nobel Peace Prize for ending. President Duck is claiming he settled an 8th war this week, this time between Israel and Hamas. Why it matters, Trump's touting of his peace deals became a common refrain in the lead up to the announcement of the Nobel Peace Prize winner on Friday, driving the news Trump repeated the claim he has ended multiple wars on Thursday. And I know he made Venezuela come to the table, man. He put them Hellfire missiles, man. So you see, those Hellfire missiles can't do nothing to the chariot, but it'll make man want to negotiate. I don't know what they can do. He pretty much can bomb you without, you won't even know where the missile's coming from. That's how long range they are. And there's nothing Venezuela can do about that. This is the sword, man. There's really nothing you could do with Esau. Trump's touting of his peace deals became a common refrain in the lead up to the announcement of the Nobel Peace Prize winner on Friday, driving the news. Where's the 8 wars? Let me just keep reading. It says, driving the news, Trump repeated the claim he has ended multiple wars on Thursday, saying the Gaza peace deal would be number 8. And he hopes to make Ukraine-Russia war number 9. Nobody in history has solved 8 wars in a period of 9 months, and I've stopped 8 wars. That's never happened before, but they'll have to do what they do. Whatever they do is fine, Duck said of Ukraine and Russia. And that's going to be the most heated one because he's trying to, like, I was just listening that they're going to send those Tomahawk missiles. Let me get that real quick. What is so significant about a Tomahawk missile? The significance of the Tomahawk missile lies in its long-range precision strike capability, allowing it to target high-value targets deep within enemy territory while staying low to the ground and remaining undetected. It can be launched from submarines or ships, making it a versatile weapon that has been crucial in many conflicts and can significantly expand a country's ability to project power. I mean, this is what he's trying to give to Ukraine. Okay, so that sounds like escalation. All right. Trump said he didn't oversee the Gaza peace deal to win a prize. I did it to save lives, though he's made clear the prize would be nice. I deserve it, Trump said. I deserve it. Trump said of the Nobel back in February, but they would never give it to me. Reality check. Some of the conflicts Trump claimed he resolved date back to his first term, and as AP reports, did not involve actual live wars. The White House did not immediately respond to a request for comment Thursday. Here's a rundown of the wars Trump says he's ended. Second term, Gaza deal, Israel versus Iran. More. Gaza war, yeah, okay. What about Armenia and Azerbaijan, the two countries who have fought a series of conflicts since the late 1980s, signed a peace agreement in early August at the White House. Armenia and Azerbaijan. I don't remember that one. Though it's unclear if the deal will lead to stability, Trump claimed the two countries would be friends a long time. The agreement includes plans for a major transit route between the territories, which have a closed and militarized border. It's to be called the Trump route for international peace and prosperity. The Trump route. Oh my gosh, man. And it just goes to show you, man, the same border. That's what he does, man. You know, think about the border at North Korea and South Korea. He's established that, man. He's established all of this, man. Everything's a border dispute. Nah, y'all need to separate all this, man, and call it. I forgot the demilitarized zone in North Korea. What they call that? I think they call it the demilitarized zones. That's what he does. He separates the people, man. Creates new borders, make them fight against each other, and that's part of his. That's his foreign policy, to divide. That's all he wants to do, create some type of division, and then back whatever side helps his agenda. Ecclesiasticus chapter 12, verse 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. And that's what he's doing. If you find adversity somewhere in the world, especially like I gotta look it up, the Taliban in Pakistan right now. Imagine that. You spend 20 years in a country trying to that's his foreign policy. Afghanistan is a representation of his foreign policy. The people that he wanted to get out of there, they're still there in power, and they're fighting again. And not too long ago, maybe a month or two ago, maybe weeks ago, I can't remember exactly, he said he was going to establish some type of air base in Afghanistan. Trump wants to establish an air base in Afghanistan. Following statements made in September and October 2025, former President Donald Duck has expressed interest in the United States retaking control of the Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan. And this was, I don't know how many months, 3 weeks ago. That sounds about right. However, this is not a current plan to establish a new base, but rather a proposal to reclaim the large airfield that U.S. vacated in 2021. Trump has cited China as a primary reason for reoccupying the base. Right, man. Right. So going back to Ecclesiasticus 12 and 17, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. Adversity is a form of, let's look at this word, adversity. Adversity, difficulties, misfortune, trouble, bad luck, and that's what we're seeing with these border disputes. That's adversity. Okay, you should be able to be cordial with your neighbor. Okay, someone that's right there, you should. That's the one you want to be most at peace with. He don't want you to be at peace with your neighbor, man. Because how is he going to benefit from that if you two are in agreement with each other? How can he profit off of that relationship? He has to fuck it up, man. Just like he does the households, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. If he can somehow create laws where he can put himself in the midst of it, he can make money somehow off of it. Okay, that's the adversity. Okay, you might not see how he's putting his hands in this mess, but he's claiming all this peace shit over here. He got Tomahawk missiles going to Ukraine. You got the Taliban in Pakistan fighting. Madagascar got protests and shit like that. Okay, as a matter of fact, and then he got this Hamas shit going on. I wanted to see what's going on in Madagascar.
Madagascar's political crisis continues to deepen as an elite military unit announced that it will take control of the armed forces. The same soldiers once
Sounds like a coup. So there's a coup going on in Madagascar.
Helped bring the president Andry Rajoelina to power, have now switched sides to join anti-government protesters, as the president's office says an illegal and forcible attempt to seize power is underway in the country. Take a look.
Illegal to seize power. That's how Syria was taken down. It was mostly Russian backed. Now it's backed by someone that they used to work with. Some, you know, if you know, you know, man. Just a different transfer of powers going on over there.
What began as demonstrations over water and electricity shortages in the island nation has now evolved into a full-blown political revolt.
And you might look at these situations, when you look into how and why these things are happening, you can see that these things are going to happen over here in America, and how they're reacting to what's going on with their governments. The same thing's going to happen over here. It hasn't happened yet because the Lord's going to save the best for last. Okay? But a lot of these other governments, the reason why they're collapsing, first of all, they're all falling under this democracy bullshit. Okay? And this is what happens. It gets so wicked and evil to the point where you got to illegally overthrow it. Okay, and then here comes Esau with some type of former plan, and it just renews the same shit, man. He keeps it going. You can't have peace in the earth, man. He can't survive in a peaceful world.
A team arm of elite soldiers, Kapsat, made a declaration that it has taken charge of the military command, coming hours after the Madagascar presidency accused unnamed forces of attempting to overthrow President Andry Rajoelina in what is termed as an illegal and forcible seizure of power. The crisis marking the gravest threat to Rajoelina's rule.
Same thing that's going on in Haiti. Why you can't help that? You send Palantir over there for what? That should you don't even really hear about Haiti like that, man. They got like multiple different presidents. It's a shit show over there, and he likes it like that. Why? Because in the back end, y'all get to put each other to death, and he can consolidate more power in that area. Just like in these, don't think. Wherever adversity is, he's in the midst. This is what this is saying. Ecclesiasticus 12 and 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. Okay? He is there, man. He has something to do with it. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. He going to try to pretend to help you, man. In situations like this, he'll create the situation just to bring forth a solution. And then when you look back on it, you're going to be in the same position you were in the beginning, if not worse. What did I just drop it?
American.
Oh, that's a different one.
Since his disputed 2023 re-election, with the very soldiers who installed him through a 2009 coup now turning against him. The breakaway military personnel from the Kapsat urged their comrades to stop following orders and instead back the youth-led uprising. The intervention forces of the National Gendarmerie said in a statement broadcast on Real TV that, and I quote, all use of force and any improper behavior towards our fellow citizens are prohibited, as the Gendarmerie is a force meant to protect people and not to defend the interests of a few individuals.
That's what they're supposed to do, but that's never the case. That's never the case, man. But that's what's going on over there. He wanted to get this Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan. I just wanted to see. I want to get back to this.
And honestly, Russia does not need that. They don't need that. Yeah, I might tell them that if the war is not settled, that we may very well do it. We may not, but we may do it. I think it's appropriate to bring up. Yeah, I want to see the war settled.
And he's talking about those Tomahawk missiles. Okay. That's not going to bring any settlement, bringing those Tomahawk missiles over there. Okay. So Armenia and Azerbaijan, Democratic Republic of Congo, and Rwanda. The conflict in eastern Congo has lasted for decades in various forms, causing a massive humanitarian crisis and displacing millions of people. I just heard about something not too long ago. Christians beheaded in Mozambique. So he's doing something over here, but then something. So as of late September and early October 2025, reports confirm that the Islamic State Mozambique province beheaded more than 30 Christians in northern Mozambique. The terror group claimed responsibility for a series of coordinated attacks in Cabo Delgado and Nampula provinces targeting Christian communities and infrastructure. So you got the Taliban, you got the Islamic State is still alive, fractions of them, man. All this shit is popping up again, man. And the last people you want to see is the Taliban. That's not who you want to be hearing about in the Middle East right now. Okay, because for 20 years you couldn't do nothing with them, so that's a whole nother issue that's just looming. That while you're talking about peace and Tomahawk missiles over here, they having border disputes with. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can get some news on that. Taliban, Pakistan, 19 hours ago. Dozens killed in Pakistan, Afghanistan clashes, border closed. Routers.
Grand Canyon University offered nearly $161 million in institutional scholarships to online students.
Dozens of fighters were killed in overnight border clashes between Pakistan and Afghanistan, both sides said on Sunday, in the most serious fighting between the neighbors since the Taliban came to power in Kabul. Pakistan's military released videos said to show fighting by its troops in various locations. Reuters was not able to confirm the location or date of the footage. The Pakistan military said that 23 of its soldiers were killed. The Taliban said 9 on its side were killed, though each side said it inflicted far higher casualties on the other without providing evidence. Tensions have been rising since Islamabad demanded the Taliban take action against militants who have stepped up attacks in Pakistan, saying they operate from havens in Afghanistan. The Taliban, which came to power in 2021, denies that Pakistani militants are present on its soil. Afghanistan's Taliban Foreign Minister Amir Khan Muttaqi said on Sunday that Qatar and Saudi Arabia had mediated between his country and Pakistan. We are in favor of zero tension. If Pakistan does not want to engage in dialogue, then Afghanistan has other ways to handle the situation, Muttaqi said at a news conference during a planned visit to New Delhi. Kabul said it had halted attacks.
Who's this guy, man?
At the request of the 2 Arab Gulf nations. Both have released statements of concern about the clashes. Pakistan's Foreign Ministry Ishaq Dar called it a, quote, serious provocation from the Taliban. In a post on X, Dar demanded Afghan authorities take, quote, concrete measures against terrorist elements trying to derail the 2 countries' relations. Pakistan said it had responded with gun and artillery fire after Afghan troops opened fire on Pakistani border posts late on Saturday. Both nations...
What kind of capability do they have? I've never seen them look at some shit like that. What kind of capability does the Taliban have today? They got all that U.S. shit that he left behind. That looks like U.S. made, GPS system. As of late 2025, the Taliban has established a centralized autocratic government with supreme control over what kind of military care about their government. Following 2021 withdrawal of U.S. troops, the Taliban seized control of billions of dollars worth of American-supplied military equipment. These dudes are shooting, look like they got drones and shit. Yo, that's crazy, man. Adding to its already battle-hardened in numerous ranks, while many complex U.S. systems are inoperable without maintenance and training, the Taliban has consolidated significant military power, which it uses to enforce control and fight rival groups like Islamic State, Khorasan, and Province ISK. Dude, look, it looks like, look at this shit, man.
Nations claim to have destroyed border posts of the other side. It comes after the Taliban accused...
That's Esau's equipment, man. And that's old shit. That's old shit, man. This is why this place is wicked as hell, man. Billions of dollars of U.S. just left there. Here you go. That's why you can find them in the mist. Ecclesiasticus 12, verse 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. Because then he'll come in, destroy you, and act like he saved the day. Esau's, I'm telling you, man.
Accused Pakistan of carrying out airstrikes in Kabul and on a marketplace in eastern Afghanistan on Thursday. Pakistan has not officially acknowledged the airstrikes.
Targeting of fleeing Taliban troops in Khargis. I don't know who's this.
Pakistani officials said on Sunday the country had closed crossings along the 1,600
Afghan Taliban post destroyed in front of Angor, Aida, South Waziristan.
600-mile border with Afghanistan. The disputed colonial-era frontier, known as the Durand Line, was drawn up by the British in the late 1800s.
That's a lot of capability, man. I don't know who got what, but if you got billions of dollars of U.S. Military equipment, you probably pretty dangerous over there. What else? I wanted to see this. This is a jig somewhere in Indonesia. They're trying to put him to death because they'll explain it. It says American athlete arrested on cannabis charges faces death penalty in Indonesia.
American basketball player possibly faces the death penalty or a lengthy prison sentence after being arrested in Indonesia on drug charges. 35-year-old Jared Shaw used to play in the Indonesian Basketball League for the Tomahawks. That was until May, when reports say he received a package in the mail from Thailand containing 132 cannabis gummies. Cannabis is decriminalized in Thailand, but not in Indonesia, where some offenders have been sentenced to death by firing squad. In a recent interview with The Guardian, Shaw said he used the cannabis to treat his Crohn's disease, for which there is no cure. He added that he made a, quote, stupid mistake.
Is that on his fingernail, man? What the fuck?
And being held in...
I don't know, man. Jake be having weird shit, man. I don't know what the hell that is.
Detention for the past 5 months has caused him to go to a dark place mentally. After the arrest, Shaw's contract was terminated by the Tomahawks, which said in a statement he violated the league's strict no drug use policy in his contract. The team also found him guilty of violating professional ethics and...
You heathen are stupid as shit, man. You really are, man. But you gotta watch out, man. Fucking gonna put him to death for some gummy bears, man. Get the fuck out of here.
Discipline standards. The case is eerily similar to that of Brittany Griner, the American basketball player sentenced to...
Nah, Brittany Griner, you could have put her to death. That's different. But Shaw, come on.
Prison in Russia after she was found with vape cartridges in her luggage at an airport. She was returned to the U.S. in a prisoner swap after 10 months in detention. A friend has set up a GoFundMe page to help Shaw get legal representation. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Mara Montalbano.
Don't be smoking weed in Indonesia. Be eating no gummies, man. Jake don't be knowing shit that's going on with these heathen, man. Think everywhere is America. You get that westernized mindset. You think you could do whatever you want throughout the whole world. And the Lord, he'll give you a reality check, man. You better hope the Lord don't put your ass to death, man. Or mad long in jail over some gummies. And you over here admitting that you took it before you even go through due process. Stupid, man. They didn't even do the court, and they already know, oh, I had to take it for my Crohn's disease. Oh, I had to do this, that, and the third. Like, learn how to shut your mouth, man. This was wrong with Jake, man. A little weird. Don't know how to shut up. Don't want to fight. Scared to fight. Just like that brother. I'm glad that brother beat up that Edomite, man. But you don't let... I mean, I don't know. He lucky the Lord. The Lord clearly is dealing with him, because I saw a video. I don't know if it's true, but did you give him back the gun? You don't give Esau back his gun, man. You beat the shit off of him. You cock the shit back, take one out the head, drop the clip, throw the gun, whip his ass, keep it moving. If he wanted to shoot you, man, he's just a drunk, man. He's an idiot with a gun. But clearly, if you gave him back the gun, and that's, I don't know what to say about that, man. It just shows me that the Lord is in the midst of all of this, man. Because in all actuality, he could have been down. Esau liked to shoot a mile away, man. But the Lord just, he didn't even want to fight. The Lord made you do that to him. He made that dude do that to him. If you know what I'm talking about, I just found that crazy, man. But it's dangerous out here, but anything can happen without you being on the highways and hedges, man. You could be anywhere, man. That shit can happen anywhere. When you off camera, you got to be on point. You got to be circumspect, man. This ain't the time for that. Dealing with, a lot of people got mental health issues and still get their hands on guns. And you watch the news, man, people getting shot for the dumbest shit.
CAPSAT officers say
Madagascar is done. Dozens killed in Afghanistan, done. Dangerous nor'easter, who cares? Just showing you, man, like this place, you gotta know how to navigate it, man. You gotta learn how to discern spirits. People who talk too much, people acting funny, you gotta know how to maneuver around certain things. Read a spirit quick, man. You know, you might have to break somebody off the rip. Talking too much ain't good either. And reading the Bible while someone's pulling a gun out on you is not wisdom. You're bringing out precepts that he's pulling out a damn gun. Psalms 144:1, a Psalm of David, blessed be the Lord my strength, which teaches my hands to war and my fingers to fight. Okay, so the Lord will teach your hands how to war. And you know what? You're stronger than Esau. Okay? Not all Edomites. Some Edomites can fight. But a lot of the weak, when you see a weak-ass Edomite with a gun, you gotta fuck him up, man. Because this world makes you think murder is like, you gotta be some type of mighty man to do that. Nah, that's the weakest thing you could do. That's weakness when somebody does something like that. That's Esau, and that's a weak man. Okay, when he gets around a Jake, he knows he's weak. He knows it. Let's see if I can get some related precepts to this. Let me get this. Psalm 144:1. A verse from King James Version reads, blessed be the Lord my strength. It is part of a psalm traditionally attributed to King David and is understood in different translations as praising God for being a provider of strength and protection in times of battle, both physical and spiritual. You know, watching that video was very spiritual. Because if you gave him back your gun and he came back and you still got home that day, the Lord gave you that victory, man. To give somebody a gun that just, I ain't giving nobody back that gun. Hell no. And not damn sure not an Edomite. Edomite, white, Esau's not supposed to have any guns. He don't know. You see what he's done with guns. It's the last person that needs to be armed. You know, but hey, man, the water Yahweh by Shimmy Shah for letting that brother get home that day, man. You go out, you think, you know, you hope to get back home, man. There's so many situations I've been into. I don't take it for granted when I leave the crib, man. You know, I don't know how to disarm people. I don't know how to do some shit, man. So, you know, when you go through experiences like that, it's good that you went through an experience like that dude over there. Because a lot of brothers don't go through things like that. So they never get the reality check that they need to be more discerning when it comes to people coming up to them. Friend or foe. There's no difference between the two. You got to be on point with everybody. Psalm 144:2, my goodness and my fortress, my high tower and my deliverer, my shield, and he in whom I trust, who subdueth my people unto me. Okay, he's the one who makes your enemies your footstool. Okay? He's the one who gives you that power, man, to make that decision to do what you got to do. me grab this. Actually, matter of fact, let me go into this. I wanted to get a cross-reference. Psalms 18:1, a psalm of David, the servant of the Lord, who spake unto the Lord the words of the song in the day that the Lord delivered him from the hand of all his enemies and from the hand of Saul. And he said, I will love thee, O Lord, my strength. That's ultimately who it is, man. For anybody else, that probably would have just been a murder, but the Lord delivered that man. He delivered him. You know, and through the Spirit, he ain't going to do that with somebody who, in my opinion, you know, I'm just speaking as a man. But when I see things like that, I'm like, the Lord got to be dealing with that man, because the Lord did some things for me that I still can't explain. But something like that, that should be a faith booster that the Lord is dealing with. If he brought you out of that and gave you the victory out of that, man, that's a good sign, man. That's a beautiful sign. Psalms 18, verse 2, the Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength, in whom I will trust, my buckler and the horn of my salvation and my high tower. I will call upon the Lord, who is worthy to be praised, so shall I be saved from my enemies. And this is why it's good to praise the Lord and call upon the Lord. Psalms 18, verse 4, the sorrows of death compassed me, and the floods of ungodly men made me afraid. The sorrows of hell compassed me about, the snares of death prevented me. Let's see what King David's talking about. Psalm 18:5 describes intense distress, stating the cords of the grave coiled around me and the snares of death confronted me. That's the snares of death right there, man, that our brother was faced with. We're always in snares of death, man. It can happen to you anytime, and don't need to be in the form of a gun. It can happen to you with anything, man. There's so many ways to get put to death. This lady was telling me today how a fucking bat, if you find a bat in your house, you might have had to go get a rabies shot, man. She said those motherfuckers will bite you and you won't even feel it. And then later on, you fucking die. You know? So anything can happen is what I'm trying to say. A fucking mosquito can bite you, you know? This is why we got to praise the Lord, man. There's just so many things you thinking about, oh, it could happen to you this way, and it'd be something completely different, man. That's why we got to have that, what's that, 2 Timothy 1:6. 2 Timothy 1, verse 6. Wherefore I put thee in remembrance that thou stir up the gift of God which is in thee by the putting on of my hands. No, that's not it. That's not what I'm looking for. Maybe it's 1 Timothy. No, what is it? What's the precept I'm looking for? I can't think of it, man. I thought I had it. I thought it was 2 Timothy. I can't even think of it. It just escaped my mind. Snares of death. Oh, he ain't give us the spirit of fear. The Lord didn't give us the spirit of fear. KJV. 2 Timothy 1 verse 7. I was just there. It wasn't in 6. I didn't even look down. 2 Timothy 1 verse 7. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. Let me get this. For the spirit God gave us does not make us timid. Okay, let me look at this word. Explain this. Meaning of timid. Timid is generally understood as a lack of courage or confidence, and is often associated with fear, weakness, or spirit of cowardice that hinders faith and spiritual duties. The Bible encourages believers to overcome timidity by relying on God's strength, love, and self-control, as stated in 2 Timothy 1 verse 7. But God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. This concept is often contrasted with boldness and faith, which are seen as virtues that allow believers to be courageous in their spiritual lives, man. You can't really take anything away from that, brother, because unless you've ever been put in a position where you were in situations like that, you want to understand. Sometimes you might have to really take the L, man, and just hope the Lord deliver you out of some shit, man. But there's some situations where you might have to bite someone's nose off their face, man, and you got to be willing to take it there with anybody, man. Sounds crazy, but I watch videos with Ukrainian soldiers and Russian soldiers fighting to the death, man. Some of you men out there, I would look into those videos, man. They're very, very eye-opening. Not because I like gore or anything like that, but when you hear the scuffling, the breathing, it's to the death, man. They got their body cameras. Their families are gonna see it after on how they went out. They're not fooling around, man. A man that's a soldier, he probably would have. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. But that's being in the mindset of, this is the times that we in. This is, having that Ecclesiastes 3 for every. Let me grab it. There's a time for everything, man. And that might have been a time for send Esau to go see his maker. Well, probably not that time, because, the Lord delivered him into your hands. But in Jacob's trouble, man, I can see that might be a common thing, man. You might have to run through a troop. You might have to pull a Samson, man, with a jawbone of an ass. The Lord's going to be putting the spirit on men, okay? He going to put the spirit. I hope the Lord give me the spirit, man. If I have to go out, man, why wouldn't you want to go out like Samson? I'm just saying, man. There's situations that could come to pass, man. I forgot the precept I was looking for. The sorrows of hell compassed me about. The snares of death prevented me. In my distress, I called upon the Lord and cried unto my God. He heard my voice out of his temple, and my cry came before him, even into his ears. Even unto his ears. Ecclesiastes 35. As a matter of fact, let me see in my Ecclesiastes 35. I think it's 35. I don't know. The prayers of the righteous pierce the clouds. 35 and 17. Okay, let me go there. Ecclesiastes 35. We'll start at 12. Do not think to corrupt with gifts, for such he will not receive, and trust not to unrighteous sacrifices, for the Lord is judge, and with him is no respect of persons. Yeah, you don't respect nobody, man. or he's not a respecter of persons. He ain't gonna treat you differently than someone else, you know, because, you know, he gonna judge. Nope, he gonna treat you the same way he gonna treat somebody else according to the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay, I want chat. Give me Ecclesiasticus. Ecclesiasticus 35, verse 12. Meaning. Sirach 35, verse 12, meaning. I don't know what's going on here, man. It's not getting my my voice. Sirach 35, verse 12, meaning. Meaning, this verse teaches that God cannot be bribed or influenced by gifts, offerings, or sacrifices that come from an unrighteous heart, unlike men who may show favoritism or accept bribes. The Lord is a just and impartial judge. He judges according to the righteousness and sincerity, not according to the size or outward appearance of one's offering. And that's the difference right there, man. It's hard to do that, man, because, you know, you ain't going to judge your son, you know. That's your son. You know, you're going to let him get away with everything because you're wicked. Okay? You ain't righteous. You need a new body, man. Okay? You ain't going to judge yourself. You're going to put yourself to death. You probably did something worthy of death if you did. You know? Adultery, that's worthy of death. Selling drugs, that's as thou shalt not suffer a witch to live, that's worthy of death. So, you know, you're not going to do that to yourself, showing you that we need to be changed so we don't commit these things. It's pretty much impossible to keep this law because we already did things that were worthy of death. People in ancient times often thought that lavish sacrifices or tithes could buy favor from God, but Sirach is warning that wickedness cannot be covered up by religious acts. God looks at the intent and purity of the giver, not merely the gift itself. And he tells you about that, man. You know, like some people might see brothers go out every single day and might think that they're putting up more of a sacrifice, or they whatever you might think they think, but it's all between that brother and the Lord. You know, you better hope whether you do 100, 200, 1, 2, 3, it better be with a pure heart. That's the most important thing. That's why it tells you in obedience rather than sacrifice. Okay, it's better to be obedient to the best of your ability than it is to sacrifice. Okay, but if you sacrificing with that wicked ass mindset, man, like, oh, I'm gonna do a bunch of videos, man, your filthiness, all your righteousness is as filthy rags, man. All of it. Okay. In all actuality, the only thing that really matters is you and your relationship with the Lord. If you ain't got it, you ain't predestined, it just ain't, man. You know, but it tells you that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of the time, so, and strength of salvation. So you want to know these scriptures. That's whether you're the elect or not. You're going to need to know these scriptures. Okay. Do not think to corrupt with gifts. You cannot use offerings or material gifts to manipulate or sway the Most High's judgment. Deuteronomy 10, verse 17, for the Lord your God is God of gods, which regardeth not persons, nor taketh reward. Yeah, you can't pay him off. You know, some people think that, you know, they constantly going after material things, man. Like that's not gonna bring you anywhere either. All of it, you read Ecclesiastes, the first chapter, talks about all of these things, man. that I'm describing. The king said it best. Futility of wisdom. Ecclesiastes 1 verse 12. I, the preacher, was king over Israel and Jerusalem. It's talking about King Solomon. And I gave my heart to seek and search out by wisdom concerning all things that are done under heaven. This sore travail have God given to the sons of man to be exercised therewith. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and vexation of spirit. So all this is, at the end of the day, it's all vanity and vexation of spirit, man. Working too much, doing too little, whatever you're doing, man. Okay? And it says, that which is crooked cannot be made straight, and that which is wanting cannot be numbered. And you're going to always want something. If it's not one thing, it's another thing. It's always something. You never feel like you fully have anything, man. Even if you got the bare necessities, you're still looking for something else. Oh, I got a roof over my head. I got food in my mouth, clothes over my back. But I want to get out of debt, or I want a new job. I want a new car. I want a new girlfriend, or whatever it is, man. It's always something. You're never fully satisfied, because ultimately you really just need the Lord. That's where the vanity stops right there. Okay, Ecclesiastes 1 verse 16. I commune with my own heart, saying, lo, I am come to great estate, and have gotten more wisdom than all they that have been before me in Jerusalem. Yea, my heart had great experience of wisdom and knowledge. So this is someone who has more knowledge than we can ever obtain. Okay, he has all the wisdom and knowledge that you could ask for, pretty much. And he had the resources. He had the physical things, the material. Ecclesiastes 1 verse 17. And I gave my heart to know wisdom, and to know madness and folly. I perceived that this also was vexation of spirit. So even, being constantly, studying and looking for wisdom and things like that, that can even become a vexation of spirit. Ecclesiastes 1 verse 18, for in much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow. Okay, and that's the main thing this does. But that's the state you want to be in, man. That's the state. A lot of people don't want to be in that sorrowful state. Let's look at this word sorrow in the Hebrew.
Strong's H 43. Strong's H 4341. Machov.
Okay, whatever. It says pain physically, pain mentally, grief, affliction, anguish, or affliction. Okay, so this is what it brings, man. And a lot of people don't want to feel that. Ecclesiastes 7. Actually, Ecclesiastes 7 verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Yeah, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, because this is what you're going to be learning, man. And the more you know, the more it gets heavier, man. And when you truly understand what's going on, man, like the Lord will open it, he'll make it plain to you. Because the scriptures, when you can really match them up with things that are going on in the world, not just on the news, but with yourself and situations that you've had in your life, and he really manifests the precepts to you, why things are like this, whether it be with family, whether it be with friends, whether it would be with brethren, it all makes sense. Okay? And it gets tough. It definitely gets tough. Sirach 35 and 12, for such he will not receive. Actually, Proverbs 15 and 8, the sacrifice of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord, but the prayer of the upright is his delight. Yeah, the sacrifice of the wicked. You're going out there with a wicked spirit, man. Doing it. You probably got respected persons. You're doing it because you think, I don't know, for whatever reason you do this for, man. You do it because you just want to learn about the Lord and teach His word, or do you do it because you want some type of glory, some type of vainglory, man? Part of it is the glory, teaching this truth. If you don't want any glory, you in the wrong occupation, man. Starts with glorifying the Lord. So, and then in turn, when the Lord glorifies you, you be glorified, But if it's, I don't know how to put it, but if you're not doing it with a pure heart, is the most important thing that you should be doing, and that's what the Lord's looking for. Okay. A pure heart, KJV. I forgot the precept I'm looking for. Proverbs 24:4. He that have clean hands and a pure heart. Yeah, let's do that. Psalm 24. Oh, Matthew 5:2. Psalm 24. A king of glory entering Zion. A psalm of David. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world, and they that dwell therein. For he hath founded it upon the seas, and established it upon the floods. Who shall ascend into the hill of the Lord, or who shall stand in his holy place? He that hath clean hands and a pure heart, who have not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. He shall receive the blessing from the Lord, and righteousness from the God of his salvation. He that have clean hands, man, it's talking about the elect. Describes the characteristics of someone who can enter God's presence. They have clean hands, righteous actions, a pure heart, godly thoughts and motives, do not worship idols or rely on false gods, and do not swear deceitfully. Different Bible versions offer slight variations, but the core message remains that true worship requires integrity in both one's deeds and intentions. Okay, going back to Job, man. Every time I think of that word integrity, I think about Job, going through his afflictions, but staying true to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Okay, with a pure heart. He was perfect in the eyes of the Lord. Okay. Psalms 24, verse 6. This is the generation of them that seek him, that seek thy face, O Jacob Salah. Lift up your hands, O ye gates, and be ye lift up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is the King of glory? The Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, strong and mighty. The Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, mighty in battle. Lift up your heads, O ye gates, even lift them up, ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. Who is the King of glory? Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua of hosts. He is the King of glory. Salah. So, there you go. Praying to the Lord. That's ultimately for the elect, though. Sirach 35:12. For such he will not receive. God rejects sacrifices made by those who live in sin or hypocrisy. Yeah, you acting. The Lord sees it, man. You live in sin. You're not living according to what you're telling other Israelites to do. That's putting out. Even though you think nobody sees you, the Lord sees you, and that hypocrisy is pretty much your acting. The Lord could expose you, like He tells you in Ecclesiasticus, the 1st chapter. He could do that to you, man. Ecclesiasticus 1, verse 27. For the fear of the Lord is wisdom and instruction, and faith and meekness are His delight. Distrust not the fear of the Lord when thou art poor, and come not unto Him with a double heart. Okay, you can't be double-minded in this thing. 1 foot in the world and 1 foot in this truth. Be not a hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what thou speakest. Okay, be an actor, telling men what to do, but yet your woman runs you. You're a sloth, you're a sluggard, you're You know, you got a fearful spirit on you. You mostly concerned about your image of how men feels about you instead of the Lord. The Lord sees all of that. You know, it's easy to hide when when people are around you. You don't, it's easy for that, man. For somebody to hide themselves. You know, but you got to know deep down in your own spirit if you're doing this with a pure intent, with integrity. Because if you're not doing it with that, then it's gonna manifest itself in the future. You know, when the Lord really starts bringing judgment on people. Ecclesiasticus 1 verse 30: Exalt not thyself, lest thou fall and bring dishonor upon thy soul. And so God discover thy secrets and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, so he can expose you. Because thou camest not in the truth to the fear of the Lord, but thy heart is full of deceit. Okay. And the Lord knows who is who. It's not up for, that's why you want to examine yourself. Whether you be in the faith. Let me grab that. Examine yourself, whether you be in the faith. 2 Corinthians 13 verse 5. Examine yourself, whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves, how that Yahweh Shah HaMashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates. So if he's inside of you, he knows your thoughts. Okay. Isaiah 1 and 11 through 16, God refuses Israel's sacrifices because of their unclean hands and rebellion. So all the work you've done, it'll come to naught, man, because you're not doing it with a pure heart. Amos 5:21 through 22, I despise your feast days. Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them. Because you worshiping another idol, pretty much. If you're not serving the Lord with sincerity and integrity. Trust not to unrighteous sacrifices. Don't rely on religious rituals while living in wickedness. Right. I'm going to go out. If you're doing wickedness, you're going to be exposed for it. Okay, it's sort of like a ritual when you go out on these highways and hedges. It's part of you practicing the righteous acts, making your bodies a living sacrifice. But it could get ritualistic in what you're doing. But this is why you need to do it with a pure heart, because this is what happened with the Levites. You go to Micah, the 2nd chapter. They were still doing sacrifices no, that's not Micah. Maybe Malachi, the 2nd chapter. Priests to be disciplined. I'll just read verses 1 through 9. And now, O ye priests, this commandment is for you, if ye will not hear, and if ye will not lay it to heart, to give glory unto my name, saith the Lord of hosts, I will even send a curse upon you, and I will curse your blessings. Yea, I have cursed them already, because ye do not lay it to heart. And it's talking about the Levitical priesthood, but it applies to all you priests out there. Behold, I will corrupt your seed, and spread dung upon your faces, even the dung of your solemn feasts, and one shall take you away with it. And ye shall know that I have sent this commandment unto you, that my covenant might be with Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. My covenant was with him of life and peace, and I gave them to him for the fear wherewith he feared me, and was afraid before my name. The law of truth was in his mouth, and iniquity was not found in his lips. He walked with me in peace and equity, and did turn many away from iniquity. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth, for he is the messenger of the Lord of hosts. But ye are departed out of the way. Ye have caused many to stumble at the law. Ye have corrupted the covenant of Levi, saith the Lord of hosts. Therefore have I also made you contemptible and base before all the people, according as ye have not kept my ways, but have been partial in the law. So look what he did with Levi, which is the Haitian. Look at the Haitians today, man. Destroyed. okay, for putting up unrighteous sacrifices all the time. That was their appointed lot, and look what he did to them. And he's doing the same thing with brothers in this truth, man. If you're doing something wicked and the Lord sees it, he going to make you contemptible and base. He going to bring you down in the midst of the congregation. Malachi 2 verse 10, have we not all one Father? Have not one God created us? Why do we deal treacherously every man against his brother? By profaning the covenant of our fathers? Judah have dealt treacherously, and an abomination is committed in Israel and in Jerusalem. For Judah have profaned the holiness of the Lord, which he loved, and have married the daughter of a strange God. The Lord, going into idols. The Lord will cut off the man that doeth this, the master and the scholar, out of the tabernacles of Jacob, and him that offereth an offering unto the Lord of hosts. So he'll kill you. That's what it means to be cut off. And this have ye done again, covering the altar of the Lord with tears, with weeping, and with crying out, insomuch that he regardeth not the offering any more, or receiveth it with good will at your hand. Yet ye say, wherefore? Because the Lord hath been witness between thee and the wife of thy youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously. Yet is she thy companion, and the wife of thy covenant. So you've been breaking his laws. And did not he make one? Yet had he the residue of the Spirit, and wherefore one? That he might seek a godly seed. Therefore take heed to your spirit, and let none deal treacherously against the wife of his youth. Let's look this up. Slovakia. Verse emphasizes that a husband and wife are joined by God, are one in a spiritual, physical sense, and God desires faithfulness within this bond, warning against unfaithfulness to one's spouse. And you've been espoused to the Lord, right? And you ain't been, he's using this to explain Israel and the Most High, who have made a covenant. For the Lord, the God of Israel, saith, He hateth putting away, for one covereth violence with his garment, saith the Lord of hosts. Therefore take heed to your spirit, that ye deal not treacherously. You taking violence for a garment by breaking the laws, man, because now you pretty much making yourself an enemy to the Lord. Ye have wearied the Lord with your words, yet ye say, wherein have we wearied him? When ye say, everyone that doeth evil is good in the sight of the Lord, and he delighteth in them, or where is the God of judgment? So long story short, man, you're not supposed to be doing that, man. You made a covenant with the Lord, and if you think that he don't see you breaking it, he does. Okay, going back to being hypocritical and sinning. Sirach 34:18-19. He that sacrifices of a thing wrongfully gotten, his offering is ridiculous. The Most High is not pleased with the offerings of the wicked. I was looking for the precepts where they said you offering something lame. Yeah, you have robbed God. I forgot where that was. Is it Malachi the 3rd chapter? Purifier. Malachi 3:8. Will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me, but ye say, wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings. Ye are cursed with a curse, for ye have robbed me, even this whole nation. Bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be meat in my house, and prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I will not open you the windows of heaven, and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. And I will rebuke the devourer of your sakes, and he shall not destroy the fruits of your ground, neither shall your vine cast her fruit before the time in the field, saith the Lord of hosts. And all the nations shall call you blessed, for ye shall be a delightsome land, saith the Lord of hosts. Your words have been stout against me, saith the Lord. Yet ye say, what have we spoken so much against thee? Ye have said it is vain to serve God, and what profit is it we have kept his ordinance, and that we have walked mournfully before the Lord of hosts, and now we call the proud happy. Yea, they that work wickedness are set up. Yea, they that tempt God are even delivered. That's Jake for you, man. You have made sacrifices of the lame. Levitical priests, KJV. Something like that. Oh my God. I don't know what's going on. Lame sacrifices of the Levitical priest. I forgot what that precept is. Malachi 1. Is it Malachi? Well, I guess it is Malachi 1. Sin of the priest. That's what I was looking for. A son honoreth his father, a servant his master. If then I be a father, where is my honor? And if I be a master, where is my fear? Saith the Lord of hosts unto you, O priests that despise my name, and ye say, wherein have we despised thy name? Ye offer polluted bread upon my altar, and ye say, wherein have we polluted thee? And that ye say the table of the Lord is contemptible. Yeah, when you act like that, you basically saying you could do whatever you want with the Lord's word. And if ye offer the blind for sacrifice, is it not evil? And if ye offer the lame and sick, is it not evil? Offer it now unto thy governor. Will he be pleased with thee, or accept thy person, saith the Lord of hosts? Yeah, if you offer up sacrifices to someone who is ruling over you like you do to the Lord, will he accept it? No. Your boss wouldn't accept you coming in to work late all the time, or doing something that'll get you fired. He'd fire your ass. Same thing with the Lord. He ain't accepting that bullshit. Malachi 1 verse 9, and now I pray you beseech God that he will be gracious unto us. This have been by your means. Will he regard your person, saith the Lord of hosts? And the answer is no, he's not going to regard your persons. He told you that in Deuteronomy 10 and 17. He ain't respecting persons. Malachi 1 verse 10, who is there even among you that would shut the doors for naught? Neither do ye kindle fire on my altar for naught. I have no pleasure in you, saith the Lord of hosts, neither will I accept an offering at your hand. You closing the door. You're supposed to be the priest. You're supposed to be the one who, you're looking at, seeing what's righteous and what's not. Putting a difference between the clean and the unclean. Where's that precept at? I think it's Leviticus 11. I think it's Leviticus 11. Could be wrong though, but I want to check it first. Leviticus 11 and 47, to make a difference between the unclean and the clean, and between the beast that may be eaten and the beast that may not be eaten. So you're supposed to have this type of knowledge, man. I don't think that was a precept, but that's one of them. To put a difference between the clean and the unclean, KJV. Leviticus 20 and 25 on Leviticus 10 and 10. That wasn't the one. Let's go to Leviticus 10 and 10. It says, I'll start at 8. And the Lord spake unto Aaron, saying, do not drink wine nor strong drink, thou nor thy sons with thee, when ye go into the tabernacle of the congregation, lest ye die. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generation. Yeah, don't be drunk out there, man. And that ye may put a difference between holy and unholy, and between unclean and clean. So I think, let me see this other precept. Because that's what you're supposed to be doing as a priest. Ye shall offer, I'll start up, Leviticus 20 and 24. But I have said unto you, ye shall inherit their land, and I will give it unto you to possess it, a land that floweth with milk and honey. I am the Lord your God, and have separated you from other people. Ye shall therefore put difference between clean beasts and unclean, and between unclean fowls and clean, and ye shall not make your souls abominable by beast or by fowl or by any manner of living thing that creepeth on the ground, which I have separated from you as unclean. So I don't even know what precept I'm looking for, but that's what you're supposed to be doing, especially when it comes to discerning your own sacrifices. You're supposed to have that knowledge through the Spirit, man. You got to check to see if you got any blemishes, man, and fix them before you make an actual sacrifice. You know, and the common blemishes are having respect to persons, you know. There's nothing wrong with respecting persons, but it's your heart. The reason you got to have respect for brothers, of course. You know, it's not like you're supposed to disrespect. It's just that if you're doing it to, you know, the Lord just sees it. The intent. It's all about the intent of the heart. You know, if you treat one brother different from another brother because this brother has more authority, and you treat this brother because he's under you like shit, the Lord sees that. The Lord sees that, man. You don't know how that brother might feel because of your actions, man. Probably making him weak. Probably making him, I gotta be like him. I gotta kiss ass and make it to the top. Fake it till you make it. Like, that shit's weak, man. Eventually, you're gonna be exposed. Especially when the tribulations come, because you ain't really did the real work. Make sure you were right with the Lord, which this is what the whole ministry is about. You can go and teach to everyone in the world. Majority of these people you teach to ain't gonna make it, man. Okay, the only one you can almost guarantee is yourself. You gotta make sure you occupied in prophecy and making sure that your spirit's right. Okay, Malachi 1 verse 11, for from the rising of the sun even until the going down of the same, my name shall be great among the Gentiles. In every place incense shall be offered unto my name, and a pure offering. For my name shall be great among the heathen, saith the Lord of hosts. Yeah, pure offering. Let's look this up. They don't want to tell me a pure offering, whatever. You know what pure means. It pretty much means, you know, you're doing it with sincerity, with truth and sincerity, to the best of your ability, that you've done the self-examination to the best of your ability, and you fixed, you know, the things that could defile your sacrifice. You know, anybody that, you know, may have some bad influence or whatever you're doing behind closed doors or whatever it is, man. Only the Lord knows. Malachi 1 verse 12, but ye have profaned it, and that ye say the table of the Lord is polluted, and the fruit thereof, even his meat, is contemptible. Ye said also, behold, what a weariness it is. Weariness is it. Ye have snuffed at it, saith the Lord of hosts, and ye brought that which was torn, and the lame and the sick. Thus ye brought an offering. Should I accept this of your hand, saith the Lord Yahweh? And that's what I was looking for. Took me forever, but you gotta find these precepts, man. You know, pretty much should he accept these lame, sick? You supposed to, your sacrifices are supposed to have no blemishes, but you still offering them up, and that's what was wrong with the Levitical priesthood. It got so corruptible. They were still doing the sacrificing, but it wasn't at the what the Lord was told them what he required. It was, they can do whatever the hell they want. And look at the state of this so-called Haitian man today. He's done. Okay, so same with you. If you in this ministry and you putting up these sacrifices, but you come into the altar and Lord sees how you operate at home, how you operate around your boss, and then you get around a brother that might be under you, and then you treating him like shit. Lord sees that, man. But cursed be the deceiver, which having his flock of male and voweth and sacrifices unto the Lord a corrupt thing. For I am a great king, saith the Lord of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathen. He's a great king, man. And he deserves a proper sacrifice, man. 100%. 100%. Ecclesiasticus 35. Verse 13, he will not accept any person against a poor man, but will hear the prayer of the oppressed. For the Lord is judge, and with him is no respect of person. God judges all equally, rich or poor, king or beggar, based on righteousness. Romans 2:11, for there is no respect of persons with God. And 2 Chronicles 19:7, there is no iniquity with the Lord of God, our God, nor respect of persons, nor taking of gifts. You can't pay him off for anything. Okay. This verse continues the same thought as verse 12. God is impartial and righteous in his judgment. He doesn't take sides with the rich or powerful against the poor and afflicted. Instead, he pays special attention to the cries and prayers of those who are wronged, humbled, or oppressed. Men often favor the wealthy or influential, but God defends the cause of those who have no earthly advocate. He will not accept any person against a poor man. God does not show favoritism toward the rich rulers or those in high status when judging a matter. Exodus 23 verse 6, thou shalt not rest the judgment of thy poor in his cause. Deuteronomy 1 verse 17, ye shall not respect persons in judgment, but ye shall hear the small as well as the great. Have not God chosen the poor of this world rich in faith, but ye have despised the poor? But will hear the prayer of the oppressed. The Most High gives special attention to the prayers of those who suffer injustice, poverty, or affliction. Those whose hearts are humbled and sincere. Let me grab that precept. Truth and sincerity, Joshua, KJV. I don't know where it says, somewhere in there. 24, 20. Yep. Joshua 24. Let me grab another one. Joshua 24. We will serve the Lord. In verse 14, now therefore fear the Lord and serve him in sincerity and in truth, and put away the gods which your father served on the other side of the flood and in Egypt, and serve ye the Lord. Okay, serve him with sincerity and in truth. Going back to that pure heart. There's a verse of the Old Testament where Joshua exhorts the Israelites to serve God in sincerity and faithfulness, to abandon the foreign gods. Let's see if I can get some, explain this in the Bible. Sincerity and faithfulness and concept central to a covenant relationship with God, as urged by Joshua, who tells the Israelites to fear the Lord and serve him. Sincerity means serving God without hypocrisy or deceit, while faithfulness involves a commitment to the covenant and loyalty to God alone. So it's your actions and your intent. Okay, no hypocrisy, man. So, Sincerity, meaning the Hebrew word for sincerity, can be translated as uprightness of soul, implying a lack of hypocrisy and deceit. It means serving God with an undivided heart, not just outwardly, but with a genuine inner attitude. In practice, it requires putting away false gods and any mixed worship and instead approaching God in truth according to his revealed word. So that's, a lot of action that takes place in that, man. But we'll hear the prayer to press those whose hearts are humble and sincere. So that's what he's hearing, man. Ecclesiasticus 35 verse 14. He will not despise the supplication of the fatherless. Supplication is when you're begging, pretty much begging, but you're praying. That's another way of praying. But praying is pretty much begging. And what are we praying for? Praying for salvation, mercy, grace, wisdom. Nor the widow when she poureth out her complaint. The fatherless and the widow represents you Israelites. Okay. Doth not the tears run down the widow's cheeks, and is not her cry against him that causeth them to fall? He that serveth the Lord shall be accepted with favor, and his prayer shall reach unto the clouds. Yeah, you serving the Lord shall be accepted with favor. And we're going to need favor in this time, man. With everything that's coming down the pike, brothers are getting guns pulled on them now. There's a couple people that got shot all yesterday. I'd rather be on the side of the brother that made it home. Some people didn't make it home last night, man. They took an L for the day, man. An L that they're never going to revive from. There's nothing wrong with taking a temporary L, man, but we got to use this wisdom. We got to be circumspect. And you brothers that are out there alone, you ain't in a group or whatever. Hey, man. Hopefully you got to pray, man. You got to do it all, man. But even if you in a group, I don't think you exempt from judgment. Some people look at groups like this was group in Indiana got shot at, and it wasn't somebody that came up and was talking. No, he drove by and just shot at them. This is what it is, man. This is the shadow of death. So we hope that the Lord, just pray that the Lord is, send prayers up for brothers, so we can have the ministry continue, man. So Rock 35. 17, the prayer of the humble pierceth the clouds. Until it come nigh, he will not be comforted. Will not depart till the Most High shall behold to judge righteously and execute judgment. So we got to endure all this, man. For the Lord will not be slack, neither will the mighty be patient towards them, till he have smitten and sundered the loins of the unmerciful, and repaid vengeance to the heathen, till he have taken away the multitude of the proud, and broken the scepter of the unrighteous. Yeah, the Lord we waiting on the Lord to fix all these things, man. But there's more things to worry about than a drunk Edomite with a gun, man. We got these bodies deteriorating every day, man. The judgment's coming in all different types of forms. We need the Lord in this time. We need him now, man. Okay, we need Yahweh Shai like tomorrow, today, 60 seconds from now, 2 seconds from now. We need him now. We need to be hastening the day, man, because a couple more years from now, it ain't gonna look good. It ain't gonna look good, man. Well, of course, we know things gotta happen, but we want to be delivered in this time, man. You do not want to be born into this wicked ass society and have to grow up again, and hell no. Hell no. No, this place needs to go, man. Israel needs to be in power. And it is what it is, man. Esau, he got to go, man. Sirach 35, verse 19, till he have rendered to every man according to his deeds, and to the works of men according to their devices, till he have judged the cause of his people, and made them to rejoice in his mercy. Okay, we need to be rejoicing in his mercy. And that's not going to happen until the Lord returns. You know, going back to what Duck is doing on Air Force One, going to Gaza right now to get his glory about this peace deal. But while y'all talking about peace, he going to be arming Ukraine. I couldn't even go over the 8 wars in the article, but, you know, there's a lot going on, man. You got the Taliban's back, man. So if you remember anything about the Taliban, which wasn't that long ago, they're back, man. They're back. So, you know, if you got to go back over there, now they're stronger too. They got billions of dollars of U.S. funded military, man. So that's not a place you want to go. You know, but that's that Middle East, man. That's another, that's going to be another issue. Sirach 35, verse 20, mercy is seasonable in the time of affliction as clouds of rain in the time of drought. Seasonable in the time of affliction. Every season has an end, man. You know, we hope that, you know, the Lord keep that mercy upon us. You know, the sure mercies of David. But I'm ending right here. Lord's will, this is edifying. Shalom.